Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, just getting off a Peacock with the WWE Survivor Series WarGames. Really good show. WWE pay-per-views are premium live events. Since Triple H has taken over creative, they've gotten a lot better. This is a really good show, solid, top to bottom. Kind of got what you expected. First match, we had the Women's WarGames match. We had the teams of Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, Bianca Belair, and Becky Lynch, we found out last night, going up against the heel team of Damage Control of Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Bayley, and then adding Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley. Good match. Bianca Belair and Dakota Kai started it, and then Damage Control had the advantage. Second in was Io Sky, then Nikki Cross, Bayley, and then last but not least, Rhea Ripley. Then Bianca Belair started for her team, followed by Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim, and Becky Lynch. When Nikki Cross came in, she brought in some kendo sticks and some weaponry. And then Bayley brought in a couple ladders and a table, while Mia Yim brought in some trash cans, 3 trash cans. Like, okay, if you're going to bring in weapons to it, why not? Since you can't escape the cage, I know it's kind of ripping off an old TNA gimmick, is when the final person comes in, make it 5-on-5, why don't we have a top come down with weapons attached to it? And maybe have some weapons already in there. A couple big spots. Mia Yim did a moonsault off the top of the cage onto Mia Yim and Bianca Belair. The only negative thing about that spot, and I guess when you're I wasn't trying to be this critiquey of the show, but when you watch, when the camera pans out and you see the kind of the big shot, and you see Mia Yim and Bianca Belair turn a little bit, and then just stand there, waiting for her to finish climbing, at least beat on each other or do something that puts you there, but literally just to go, and then wait for her to jump down. It's like, the camera work could have been done a little different there to make that not as blatantly what was going on. Rhea walked across the ring from a table, because they had the table set up. And so Rhea picked up Asuka next to the table, turned and walked clear across the ring and threw Asuka into the cage. Why didn't you just throw her to the table sitting there? That was my first thought, you know? But later on, the table was used. Becky did a leg drop off the top of the cage onto Dakota Kai, the ending spot, to get the 1-2-3 pinfall there. Rhea did drive Mia Yim through a ladder. There was 2 ladders brought in. One was never touched. Neither were ever set up. So it's like when Rhea drove Mia through, because it was leaning on the turnbuckle, when Rhea put Mia Yim through it, my first thought was, okay, was it pre-cut? Is that why it was never set up? So it would break like that? Because, I mean, it broke in half almost. So I thought that was interesting. It's funny now, the more wrestling I watch, the little things that I find, about sports entertainment. But yeah, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Bianca Belair getting the victory. I give it 3 3/4. It was a really good match. I enjoyed it a lot. Because you're hitting the cage, I was more expecting maybe a little more blood. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I watch way too much Game Changer Wrestling. But then we had a Lesnar promo, very random, which led into the Finn Balor AJ Styles match. I was impressed that Michael Cole did mention Bullet Club and how Finn Balor used to be the prince of a Bullet Club, formerly known as Prince Devitt, prince of the Bullet Club, and AJ took over as leader. Karl Anderson was there. Now, supposedly at the end of the World Tag League, we are supposed to have Hikuleo versus Karl Anderson for the the Never Openweight title. We'll see if that match actually takes place, but we're also supposed to have Shinsuke Nakamura in January in Pro Wrestling Noah for Great Muta's last match, but that match has already been changed. Sting, Darby Allin teaming up with the Great Muta versus TBA, so we'll see what that goes as well. But AJ Styles getting the victory over Finn Balor. Good little match. I enjoyed this a lot. AJ is so damn talented, so is Finn Balor, in my opinion. I give the match 3 3/4. Next up, we have the SmackDown Women's title. we had champion Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. This match was basically just a cat playing with a mouse. The match started off with Shotzi getting the best of Rhea a little bit and kind of countering Shayna at the ringside. And there was a crazy spot where Shotzi threw Ronda over the barrier into the crowd, threw Shayna over the barrier into the crowd, and then she does a dive off of the barrier onto Shayna, onto 3 fans. My guess is they were WWE employees or somebody somebody they knew or whatever. I don't think it was just a random fan. But yeah, it was pretty much. I mean, Shotzi did her best, but it just, after the end of it, it was just Ronda playing with her food basically. Ronda getting the submission and an armbar over Shotzi. I give it 2 1/4. There's a point in this, I think it was this match, I believe it was, where the crowd is chanting Sasha, we want Sasha, and the crowd mics got turned off. Because it's like, the crowd really wasn't chanting, this is weird as hell. Yeah, it's like, I was reading something online before I got on here, it was almost like they did, once that happened, like, we'll turn the crowd mics off. But next up, we had a Cody Rhodes promo about him getting hurt and coming back and all that. He'll be back at Royal Rumble, which is the next premium live event for WWE. I know NXT has Deadline on December 10th. They're counter-programmed to Ring of Honor Final Battle. The fact that WWE thinks they have to counter-program Ring of Honor Final Battle, it's kind of... Ring of Honor's on at 3 o'clock, they're on at 7. Which I'll be able to watch both, do videos on both, but still, it's like, you have to counter-program a Ring of Honor show? Is it just because Ring of Honor now is owned by AEW, but they don't have a TV deal or anything? Weird. Jericho's on that show, so, like Jericho versus Claudio, maybe that's why they're doing that, but whatever. I get it, everybody's out for themselves, everybody's out to make money. Alright, next up we had the U.S. title on the line. We had champion Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley. I understand WWE, their booking sometimes. They booked Austin Theory as the youngest U.S. champion ever. He won Money in the Bank. And then you have him try to cash in Money in the Bank a few times, and other people kind of stopped him. And then you have him cash in on the U.S. title because there's no world title on Raw. And then he loses the cash in. But then you put him in a triple threat match for the U.S. title immediately after that because he kind of changed his gimmick a little bit. He's not the picture taken in surfer boy. He's more the, badass now. And then you have this match. Yeah, it was a really good match, don't get me wrong. There was a couple spots where Rollins, that they had both competitors down, kind of on all fours, and perfect spot for a curve stomp. And you see him look at and smirk, and even Corey Graves mentioned him smirking. I'm like, she's on curve stomp on both. Oh no, he jumped on the back of Austin Theory and then curve stomped Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley went for, at one point in the match. Bobby Lashley went for a spear on Austin Theory. He moved. He speared himself into the corner. The very last spot was actually kind of very interesting. Seth Lashley went to spear Seth. Seth kind of moved out of the way a little bit, or kind of jumped. Ended up getting turned a little bit and hitting Theory. Theory fell on Rollins, and the ref counted 1, 2, 3. And Lashley's over there like, what the hell just happened? Literally, he just falls on him. And it's like, that's how we're going to end this? So, yeah, it is real funky. With Austin Theory pinning Seth Rollins for the U.S. title and Bobby Lashley not being involved. I'm wondering if they're going to do something else with Lashley and Lesnar, because they did that Lesnar promo. I don't think we need Lesnar back. I'm sorry, we don't. He's not that big a draw, in my opinion. But whatever. But Austin Theory, your new U.S. champion. 3 weeks after he loses a cash-in Money in the Bank on the U.S. title. Come on, guys. Booking was kind of bad on that, if you ask my opinion. But I give it the match 3.5. Good match, though. Next up, we had the men's, or the final WarGames match. We had Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. Alright, so first in for each team was Butch and Jey Uso. And then Rich Holland come out, and then Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Sheamus. And for the Bloodline, Jey Uso. When Jey Uso came out, when it was time for the second member of the Bloodline to come out, Jimmy was all for going. Jimmy was trying to get out of the cage. Roman stopped him and shoved Sami out there. That way, Sami and Jey had to work together to see what's going on there. Because if we know Friday night, Sami lied to Jey and said, "No, I didn't talk to Kevin Owens." And then when Roman asked him about it backstage before this match, he told Roman what he did. "Yeah, I talked to him, or he talked to me. I didn't tell Jey because I wanted Jey to be focused on his match." So you have Jey and Sami in there working together. And then Jimmy came out, and then Soya, and then Roman came out last. When Jey came out, he put 3 tables in the ring. When Kevin Owens came out, he put 3 chairs in the ring. Sami and Jey kind of got in a fight over setting up a table. That was kind of... You see there's a lot of dissension between Sami and Jey Uso during this match. And then I'm not sure exactly what the move is called, but where Sheamus holds somebody and across their chest. Every member of the Sheamus' team did that to every member of the Bloodline like 10 times. No, it was like 20 times, 20 times. Jey went to super kick Butch. Butch rolled out of the way, and Jey whole leveled at Sami Zayn with a super kick. So you had that just kind of, is there going to be, and one of the things that Sami said on last night, Friday night, was, well, or Kevin told Sami, turn on them before they turn on you. Kevin Owens and Zayn had a little standoff. And Zayn ended up pulling the referee off of, or attacking the referee when he was counting Kevin Owens on top of Roman Reigns. Zayn low blowed Kevin Owens. Basically served up to Jey Uso. Jey did the frog splash. Jey pins Kevin Owens with help from Sami Zayn for the Bloodline to win the WarGames match. I give it 4-star. A lot of cool spots in this match and in the women's match that when we do the promo for next year's Survivor Series WarGames, we will have a lot more current promo publicity stuff and commercial stuff, because like we've been using NXT stuff lately. I did love the fact that Kevin Owens came out in a Dusty Rhodes shirt, because Dusty Rhodes is the creator of WarGames, which leads me to believe that next year will probably be Bloodline versus Cody's team, and Cody's team will probably go over. But hey, early prediction for a year from now, if we even have this match next year. Other than that, both WarGames matches were really good. I enjoyed them, again, a little bit more. I guess I don't know if I was looking for more with the blood and actually things like that, but I was kind of hoping for Zayn get to kicked out of the Bloodline and team up with Kevin Owens, but we didn't quite get that. But overall, good. Sami Uso, solidly part of the Bloodline. Eventually, he's going to turn on him, but this storyline with the Bloodline just keeps turning along. I'm loving what they're doing with it. Just a couple tweaks I would have done when they brought in Solo Sikoa. I would have changed his name because he is the brother of the Usos. Call him Solo Uso or call him, whatever. But tell me who, change his name based on, because they change names all the time from NXT to the main roster. Why not change his? So yes, he's an Uso, but yeah, here he is. But other than that, good. I enjoyed it. Easy watch. Alright, so that's going to wrap up WWE Survivor Series review. As always, thanks for watching the Average Sports Show. If you're a NASCAR fan, make sure you check out all the champion profile, the driver profile, all the off-season topic videos, and a couple of the hot topics from late in the year. I got another one coming up as well. Make sure you check that all out. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content. Don't just have a great night, have a spiffy night.